What's up, everybody? This is Rob Wilds.
And this is Chris Casanova.
And hey, if you're enjoying WrestleShoot, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, man. You don't got to smash it. Just press it.
We can't do this without you.
That's right. So please join the WrestleShoot family by clicking that like and subscribe. WrestleShoot Radio coming at you. Hosted by Rob Wilds and Chris Casanova. Between the two of us, we've got 40 freaking years of experience in this business, and we're coming to shove it right in your ear holes. You can listen to our witty banter, our mindless arguing, and our legitimate viewpoints. We're going to have some buddies of ours stop through here and give their mindless viewpoints as well. So stick with us. Let's go for a ride. We know how to do it, and we do it real well. All right, we're back on episode 2 of WrestleShoot with my hetero life mate, Chris Casanova. What's up, brother?
Wow, we made it to episode 2. I'm psyched.
Man, come on.
I'm surprised we made it there.
We got to set our sights higher than just episode freaking 2. We got to be like, hey, we hit episode 20. Woohoo!
Very true, very true.
How's your day going, brother?
Well, I'm just sipping on a little whiskey here and, just kicking back, didn't do much.
All right.
Again, just waiting for our episode 2 WrestleShoot. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, man.
I want to start.
What about you?
I want to start this episode off with something that I found really freaking interesting. You know, I was scanning through the dirt sheets today, and I saw a very cool thing that Ken Shamrock is being inducted into the AEW Hall of Fame. I love Ken. Ken has scared me at times, but for the most part, I love Ken. But the part that was interesting was he reached out to his buddy The Rock and said, hey, can you send me something pre-recorded to put on for my Hall of Fame induction? And Rock agreed to it. Now, I know that Rock isn't contractually obligated to the WWE anymore, but man, talk about biting the hand that feeds and spitting in the face of daddy. That's ballsy.
Right.
Have you heard about this?
No, I have not actually.
That's amazing.
I'm actually pulling the article up right now and actually reading it. So
it's shocking at best. I mean, like, there haven't been a whole lot of loyal soldiers that McMahon has really hung on to, but Rock, Undertaker, Austin, like those guys, you kind of get to a point where you're like, oh, they're on my side no matter what. Rock's gonna go to AEW and put out a little blurb for Shamrock, and that's wild, but that's freaking cool, man. Good for Rocky. Good for that's looking out for your buddies over business, and that's something that's really overlooked nowadays.
Absolutely. Well, you probably forget a couple of people that were loyal too, probably H and Cena. I would throw those guys in there too.
Sure. Well, yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And yeah, okay, so that would be like Cena given an AEW Hall of Fame induction. It doesn't matter how good of buddies you are, you're still biting the hand that fed you. You know, Rock didn't go like Hogan, Savage, Nash, Hall, them guys. They all jumped over to WCW with kind of a screw you McMahon, and we all know McMahon's about money. So he'll forgive really quickly if he thinks he's going to get a payday from it.
But I get what you're saying. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, but at the same time, they're friends. The Rock and Chad. They're just friends, so I don't see why that should get in the way. But it's what it is.
Because Rock wasn't anybody and never went anywhere else other than Vince. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's wrong for doing it. Shit, I think it's great that he's doing it. I think that there needs to be a lot more public loyalty in our business than there actually is, because the state of our business right now is shambles, dude.
It's wrestling. Come on. What real loyalty really lies? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. People go back and forth to promotion. Jesus. It's like, look at the Hardys back and forth. Come on.
What have we always said? Pro wrestling is pro lying.
What?
Professional wrestling is professional lying. That's what we've always said.
Yeah,
We've always said we are a couple of the best independent professional liars on the West Coast.
Couldn't agree more with that.
So I found that interesting. There's not really a whole lot to really talk about when it comes to that. I'd like to see if it actually happens, but so far, Kenny asked for it. Rocky said okay. We'll see if it actually happens. What you got, Chris?
Well, I have an article here I was reading, and I think we can actually definitely touch on quite a bit. Is data on why adults are no longer watching pro wrestling.
Why adults are no longer watching pro wrestling? Well, Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
That's self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not going to go into statistics, but I'll give you a few reasons here. So,
sure.
Number one, it seems more cartoonish than we like.
Cartoonish. More cartoonish as opposed to like Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling? I mean, I don't know if necessarily cartoonish is even the angle. I think it's just the storylines are just so boring.
Well, yeah. So I don't know why they put that, because I would definitely disagree with that. I would think, like you said, Rockin' Wrestling was a little more cartoonish. I honestly liked it. But, number two was storylines are not as good and interesting anymore, which I can completely agree with. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I mean, the storylines are dog shit, man. Like, there's no real.
Do you want me to share my opinions? It might get us in trouble with the community, but I'll share them.
Well, sure. I mean, share your opinion
How
on this.
many times have you and I gone into a locker room as the apocalypse, and some promoter tried to hand us a freaking script about a promo he wants us to cut, and I did the gratuitous fake wiping my ass with it, threw it back at him and said, we're going to say what we're going to say. Give us some bullet points and we'll make sure those are in there. But back in the good old days, man, Ric Flair cut a promo, and then like Hacksaw Jim Duggan would cut a promo, and then the Bushwhackers and the Freebirds, and they were all completely different. And you listen to promos on TV nowadays, and they're all coming from the one writer, the one dude who's writing all their promos, and it sounds like it's the one dude writing all the promos.
It's a movie script, basically. It's what it is. They're going right off the script.
You're absolutely right, and that's what happens when you fire guys like Dusty Rhodes, who are wrestling writers, and you hire these Hollywood jabronis who can't seem to get a movie or a TV show scripted, but McMahon will hire them because they're cheap, and they'll write garbage. And oh man, like the end of the Austin and the DX era was really the end of palatable wrestling.
Absolutely. Well, it brings to my next point. They're saying characters are not as good as interesting, and also matches are not as good as interesting. And I can definitely agree with that. Wait, they got some terrible characters these days. Even like, the storyline, feuds, they don't go as long. I mean, one week, two people are feuding, and the next week they're feuding with somebody else. There's no storylines. They don't finish storylines.
Do you remember, Chris, when...
They don't real know... Yeah, it's just terrible.
Do you remember when Papa Shango and Ultimate Warrior were getting pushed for this massive, massive feud? And then all of a sudden, it was just abandoned. Like, no explanation, no reason. And people back then didn't so much question it, I think, because there were other interesting storylines going on. But that's how the scene is now. We're going to start...
It's all around.
And the thing is, nobody has a gimmick anymore, man. Nobody's got a character. It's just like John from next door and Michael from up the street are going to get together on Sunday night in the middle of the block and have a fist fight because they don't like each other. But how many pay-per-views can you push on that? There's no content there. I mean, there's no character. There's no balls to it.
Nothing behind it at all.
I mean,
I was a little kid watching Superstars and the main event, WWE main event, and literally from the first match all the way to the last match, it all was interesting. It told each match had a story. They had gimmicks.
Yeah.
It made sense. Like, I was, even if they're holding the headlock for 10 minutes, there still was a story there behind it.
And what was cool back then
there was points.
is they would be like, we're out of time, and they would cut it off like in the middle of one of their angles.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, and you're waiting to watch it next week to see what the hell you missed, and you're buying Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and just what happened? What the hell was going on? It was amazing. That was back when people, like I say on this show, we say on this show, we don't discuss politics and we don't discuss religion, but let's not fool ourselves and say back when we were coming up, wrestling was a religion, man. People lived and died by that shit. How many times did you and I walk out of the venue and have fans waiting outside to try to fight us?
Oh, Juggalos? Juggalos,
well, I mean,
yeah.
Take the Juggalo factor out of it. We were just we were such good cards and such strong heels that people were waiting outside because they couldn't let the show go inside. They waited outside for us. So,
now it's a bunch of entertainment wrestling. It's wrestling. It's all it is. Like, it's just, let's do as many moves as possible, make it look somewhat okay, and then it's more like a competition, basically. That's all it is.
I'm going to hit on a couple of people that we're going to be interviewing, from now until later. Like, let's look at Lord Zoltan. That dude had people either laughing with his comedy gimmick that he would do when he was working baby, or like actually covering their kids' eyes when they were working heel. You had Preston Steele would come out in the first match working Mr. America, Mr. Babyface, I love apple pie and Ovaltine and my mother and blah, blah, blah. Then he would come out later on as the evil doink and have kids scared. I mean, then we had like Leatherface would walk to the ring, and he was cool because he did not only in-ring action, but he also did, quote, managing, which he was just kind of the crazy dude who would stand in the heel's corner. But he scared kids. He made it to where the parents and the kids were unified to want to see somebody beat the hell out of Leatherface. It was psychology, man. It was gimmick, psychology, and story. And that's been lost. And that's why, okay, how many times have we been to shows and parents have approached us later and been like, man, we love how you guys work, and we brought our kids to see you. That doesn't happen anymore.
No,
parents
it doesn't.
Have checked out.
Well, that's the thing. It was like I was saying earlier, the stories are gone. Like, you go to a match and you're sitting there and there's no story behind it. There's no plot. It's just a match, and that's all it is. There's no background. There's no purpose. It's just, that's what it is. No, I'm just saying.
Even if they took just a match and they really pushed that this match is happening for contendership, then people would get into it. This match is for the number one contendership to the heavyweight championship. Bam. They were immediately
I disagree with that.
You do?
I disagree with that.
How so?
I do, yeah. Well, because you can just put two people together and have them in the match and say, oh, this is the number one contendership and blah, blah, blah. Oh, is there a reason why? Are they feuding? Like, what's the reason? Back then, every match, like what I was saying, I was a young kid watching Superstars, all that. Every match had a purpose. Like, there was some type of purpose there. Like, there was meaning behind it. Not just a championship, but it was like a story being told. This person was.
I'm a little taken back that you're saying that, because there was.
You can't.
There was plenty of times when you would see like Shane Douglas versus X-Pac. They didn't have a feud. They were just having a match to see who the number one contender was. There didn't have to be a reason behind it. I'm a little surprised that's your attitude.
I think that a lot of that wrestling's gone. I think it's just matches thrown together. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, right now,
go back. We'll go back to
same. Go ahead.
No, so go back to. I'll make an example. The Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express.
Okay.
They had epic tag team match for the titles, right? Back and forth.
Yes.
But they also had this crazy feud. There's a storyline behind it. I mean, it was a lot of content behind it, and that was very interesting. So sometimes I would watch the match and I would forget about the titles of like, this is actually like storyline. There's actually real,
okay, but
real story here, real hatred. I'm just putting an example.
But okay, no, I'm with your example because I'm with you on that. But when you saw the Rock and Roll Express versus the Sheep Herders, and the winner of this match gets a tag team title shot against the Freebirds, that didn't move you?
It did. No, it did.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But there was also a story behind it, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Every match doesn't have to be a feud. There can be a greater cause. Okay, the Apocalypse versus the Honor Society, and the winner gets to go on to face Full Metal Jacket for the tag team titles.
Okay.
And we had no beef with the Honor Society. The Apocalypse had nothing going on with them. But if we beat them, and you goddamn right that we would, but if we beat them, then we get to go on to Full Metal Jacket, Rage of Steel, and we get to compete for the titles. And there was no storyline. There was no angle. It's just who... I guess if you want to say number one contendership is an angle, sure. But nowadays, I'm with you to where they don't do that anymore. They don't seem to care about grabbing the fans by the haunches and humping them into submission. They don't care about that anymore.
Oh, I think that, okay, you mentioned the Honor Society and Apocalypse, right?
Sure.
A story would be told throughout the match on like why we are there. We would do our usual tactics, okay? And we would do our little cheating and do our little, all that stuff and piss the fans off. And I think a lot of that's really gone away these days. I think people out there are just doing a match. Let's do hip toss, drop kick, body slam, suplex, chair shots, and blah blah, all this cool,
right.
And it's just like, okay, but they didn't tell a story during the matches, and I think honestly that art is really lost right now these days. They don't tell a story for the match, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
Well, let me hit you with this, and I think we can move on. In my opinion, the last time that a steel chair really mattered in a match was Undertaker versus Hogan, and Flair strolled to the ring, slid a chair in, Undertaker hit Hogan with a tombstone on the chair, got the pin, and bam, Hogan lost the belt to Undertaker, and everybody went nuts. And I feel
Survivor Series.
Yes, and I feel like that was a oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Was that the doorbell?
I think so.
Oh, I think we got somebody here. Let's check it out.
All right.
Oh, hell, we got Leatherface.
Oh. What's
Oh, my God, brother. It has literally been years. How in the blue hell are you?
Wow.
It is shake and fucking bake, let me tell you.
It's always shake and bake with
California was on fire, and I'm on fire too.
You know, it's funny. I saw that because I'll tell you, I'm out here in Pittsburgh, and that California wildfire, the smoke has spread through Texas, where Mr. Casanova is, up to Pittsburgh, where I'm at, and it's affected the weather out here. So
I'll tell you what, man. On North Highlands, where we kicked it at, right there on 1 Avenue. Even though we're on 1 Avenue, it's so smoky you couldn't even see the base.
Good God,
right
really?
Next to you. I have never seen smoke or anything like it this ever. I mean totally
unless it was an evening with you and I, because then you couldn't see your head in front of you.
Yeah, we created a lot of smoke for the cops to fucking come over and harass us. Yeah,
you know
I know which incident you're referring to.
Now screw that. I'm sober now. I am almost 2.5 years sober, but
I'm sorry.
Screw you, pal. I'm gonna tell this story, Mr. Leatherface, with your permission.
Permission granted.
All right, man. I meet this girl, this beautiful little Asian princess, man. She was gorgeous. And she hits me up, and that's about...
How's her name?
I'm not going to say her name.
Okay.
But that's back when me and Face had a place together. And she goes, hey, why don't we get together tonight? And I said, hey, that sounds great. Let me ask you this. Do you have a single friend? Because I'm here with my boy Face. And obviously I didn't tell her, hey, I have my friend Leatherface. Come on, bring me another girl.
That sounds like a very interesting evening. A guy comes to the door and chainsawing your body in half. Yeah, that's the first thing I gotta think.
Anyway,
so obviously Leatherface wasn't the word you used.
She shows up with this very pretty girl, and we go out. We go to a dance club, and we're doing our thing, and we went and shot some pool, and the night ended up in front of our place, where we were smoking some 420 the whole way back. And in Sacramento, that's easy to do. The cops don't really give you a second glance.
Smoking's not a strong enough of a word to explain.
Yeah.
It was more like creating fucking clouds of enormous types.
It was supreme magnitude of consumption. But we pulled.
Snoop Dogg would be like, "Oh my god," if he saw it.
Yeah. Cheech and Chong would say,
and that's pretty bad.
Cheech and Chong would say, "We just want to hang out in the back."
Cheech and Chong like, "Yo, Hans, you gotta hire these guys."
Yeah. So anyway, we pull up, and instead of going into our place to smoke or having a great time, I happened to have a loaded bowl in my hand, so we said, "Hey, one more for politics?" Yeah. So we're hitting this fucker up, and we're having a great time. Boom, boom, boom. And the smoke was so bad, I couldn't, open my eyes to see what was
I could open my eyes. I couldn't feel my face. I couldn't see Rob in the front seat.
Just to see what was in our hands. That wasn't flying. And we're like, okay, we got to put the windows down. As we're just getting ready to do that,
that was a bad idea.
It was almost like the cops went to themselves. Okay.
It was like the lights of heaven shining through the car.
Hold on, you're jumping ahead the story, Face. It's almost like the cops were whispering to themselves, okay, are you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. The car lit up, as Face said, like heaven's gates were inviting us in. I have my eyes open now in this burning smoke.
It blinded me. I thought I took the last hit and I was dead. Me and Robert took a big hit.
We're going to the gates together. And there was this real gentle tap.
It's jail.
On the window, on the driver's side. And this beautiful Asian princess that I'm with puts her window down. And this is how I know that the police imbibe in 420. As she puts her window all the way down, this son of a bitch just drops into the window, both arms on the door, head all the way to the car, taking a
big old smile.
And taking a
We're caught. We're fucked. So.
Oh yeah, we're done. Like me and Face are like, okay, we gotta take the hit so the girls don't go to jail. And he smiles and he goes, so we got a call from your neighbors about a black Jeep parked up on the sidewalk, and they think you might be doing some drugs. And I went, no, not us, officer.
Sir, no, God, no, not us.
Yeah, and Face goes, no, sir, we're just going inside. And he goes, oh, you're just going inside right here? And he said, yeah, right here. And he goes, okay, I think it's time for you to go. And he let us go inside.
I was about 2 or 3 grams ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were
I can open my eyes.
When we get out of the car, there was a car parked on our lawn, on the sidewalk in back of the car, and on the street facing the car. They all had the cars pointed at us.
Yeah, we're fucking surrounded and so goddamn stoned because we see 3 or 4 fucking cop cars surround us.
Yeah.
How stoned can we get?
Over them dangerous weed smokers.
Oh, they just want to make us shit our pants. They weren't going to do shit to us.
No, they weren't good. Once they pulled up and went, they're just smoking weed. We got to bust their balls. No, that was fun.
Smoking weed's one thing, but you can't fucking see the person next to you in a goddamn car. That's the new word.
Well, you got to admit, Face, that's more than smoking weed. That's copious.
That was smoking. I was fucking just burning it wild. I don't know. I don't know what to even call it.
That was trying to. I'll tell you what we call it. We call it putting Cheech and Chong to shame.
Yeah, we did put Cheech and Chong to shame. Yeah, that's for sure.
So anyway, we're going to jump past the copious drug use Because I mean, I don't really consider my marijuana use the problem.
Wait a minute. She wasn't Asian. She was Mexican. Her name was Kim. She wasn't Asian. She was Mexican.
No, she wasn't married. Wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, her name was Kim. She was Mexican, not Asian. You got girls mixed up. Fucking man whore.
That woman. Hey. I got you laid that night, douche.
So? I got you laid the night before that. We were even. That was a weekly thing.
I'll give you that. With the great Leatherface and the Wild Thing, we definitely blew some skirts up like Marilyn Monroe. But I want to I want to jump past this now because you're gonna make my Smells Like Hope look bad.
How would I make Rob Wild to blush? Fraud. Blush.
I'm not blushing. Not quite yet, brother. We've seen each other naked, so there's no blushing going on here.
Drinking a margarita, right?
I want to talk about when you and I first started kicking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the first time I actually met you, and it's funny because it kind of goes full circle right now. Because the first time I met you was on a show that you were co-promoting with somebody where you was doing that pimp daddy gimmick, right? And that dude
Big Papa Plump.
And that dude gave you the knee lift to the back so hard that you had to go in the back and lay down. And that was the night that cookie son of a bitch made me look like a douche. And that was the night that me and Casanova really first started really talking and hanging out. And that was the first night that I met you. It
wasn't the knee. It wasn't the knee to the back. He jumped off the apron. I was supposed to catch him. And he was I didn't catch him right. Something popped.
Oh, is that what happened?
I'm 44 years old now, so I just try to fart and I'll pull something.
Well, I remember I was watching your match, and I remember he gave you that knee lift gimmick, and you actually went down, and he went down with you. So you.
I was selling the knee, but I wasn't hurting until he fucking did the jump off to the outside, and I had to catch him. That's when it got me.
That's where the damage happened.
Yeah, that's when it hurt. I was selling the first of it.
Okay, but anyway, when we finally moved on to our hanging out spot, you already had Leatherface, right? And Chris, you had something earlier you brought to me about him. What was your question?
Well, so is that the reason that what's his name, that douchebag Corporal Kirshner was using Leatherface in Japan? What was the deal with that?
Well, actually, Rob, when you first met me, I was Machine. That's when I was doing the quad.
Right.
That's when I was doing the quad 106. That's when I was doing the leather mask and the vest. I was doing the Machine off of that Deadly Sin movie. What the fuck that was? Seven Sins or what the fuck it was.
When we did that gimmick.
Yeah.
I was doing the Machine thing from quad 106 for the Boomer and the Dave dipshit.
Yeah, we ended up doing that gimmick with that frog dummy.
But we crossed paths on shows prior to like a Earthquake Fair show. We crossed paths and a couple different times, but we didn't really fully hook up face to face until Kirk White had told me to get a hold of you. Because there's other fucking.
So that Kirk White studio show, that was your first dawning of face?
Yeah, the first show with Kirk White, that was the premiere of Leatherface when it came out.
Okay.
The real chainsaw. Remember, Kirk freaked out about a real chainsaw there, and it was a big one too.
Kirk didn't freak out. Me and the Emperor and USD.
No, Kirk. Well, you guys freaked out, and then Kurt was freaking out. Oh man, you can't. I'm bringing my fucking chainsaw. And he just, the crowd slapped his fucking teeth out of his ass. You know better.
Yeah,
so
you had that.
I wanted to start the thing. I wanted to start the thing and put the sparks out. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do.
That is how you started it.
Oh, the sparks? I don't remember all the. Oh yeah.
When I was telling you, whoa, brother, we came to wrestle them, not kill them, and you fired that chainsaw up. We all powdered.
Yeah, everybody got scared. Just a little spark didn't hurt nobody.
Dude, it's a chainsaw, for Christ's sakes. In a 16 by 16 foot area, you fire up a live chainsaw and you can't figure out why all three of us powdered?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You guys just needed a drink or something. You guys were blowing up already.
Was that Big Time Show?
Blown up already. Yeah.
That was Kirk White's Big Time Wrestling when he was running the little pay-per-views, the cable access shows we went on to.
Public access, yeah.
That was so fun. Yeah, that was some killer shit. Yeah, my Emperor, and I fucking remember I lifted up by his face.
That happens to be in other wrestling history. That's the first night.
God.
That's the first night that I slapped Shane Cody in the face, right? I was like,
yeah.
you better watch your mouth, dude. I don't care who you think you are. And I smacked him right in his grill.
Hawkeye Shane Cody.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
Well,
that guy was a shit.
They didn't know how Sacramento boys work, so we're a little different. We smack people and talk shit. So,
but then again, it didn't help that I had Leatherface in the corner saying, "Take it home, Wilds. Take it home." And I was like, "Okay, boom."
And he took him home and tucked him in and gave him a little cup of water and a cracker to go to bed with.
But that was a fun night. I mean, I was actually, I didn't realize, like right now, like maybe back then I did, but now I didn't realize that was the dawning of Leatherface. But I do remember the crowd chanting, "Leatherface is back. Leatherface is back."
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, damn right he was.
And he came and saw.
But you had Le Emperor and U.S. Steel so marked out that they didn't want me to tag. They were like, "I don't know what this guy's going to do." I was like, "Dude, he's a worker. Relax. I don't know what he's going to do. Just stay in with us." So we had a 25-minute match that I had to work 80% of because they were too scared for me to tag you in.
Yeah, because they kept thinking I was going to grab that chainsaw and rip it back up again.
That's because that's how you
And
started it.
Kirk White was back here having a sweaty tank the whole time watching. Like, oh. And he had the nerve. Kirk White had the nerve. I was back here watching him watch our match and shit back over. Talk shit about my weak knees. Like, motherfucker, weak knee, I would fucking take this chainsaw, shut up your fucking ass, and pull it out your mouth.
You were on that left knee brace that night, right?
No, I had no braces in. I was just fat. He didn't like fat people.
Oh.
But, man, if he said it now, I'd slap the fucking teeth out of his mouth.
Well, I mean, I remember just.
I was a nice guy back then. I'm not nice anymore.
I remember just sitting in the ring
He's like, fuck
night
that.
and watching you with, I think it was at SPW, played Dante's manager, and he got so pissed off because you were scooping all his heat outside the ring, just standing there.
Yeah, I didn't have to do much.
Yeah, no, it was but then you ended up. I feel like I helped you, or we were together on you trademarking Leatherface for wrestling because of that, like Chris said, because of that douchebag Colonel Kirshner was using it in Japan. It
was different era. We had two black sheep that were coming in the scene all of a sudden and dominating, coming in with great ideas and psychologies and doing shit they were seen before in the indie scene. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden we're coming here. I didn't know you were worth a shit. We kept coming across each other, and it was just like almost like a destiny thing. Hey, we're meant to cause some major heat together. We kept coming across, and finally I found out where he worked at. So I'm trying to befriend this guy. Chris, you should be friends with this guy. You guys would, make it a good friend pair or something. No homo, of course. So that's why I found out. All homo. That's why I found out where Shithead was working at, and I can only go work for a while with this guy and see how he is. And it came up, and it just started smoking bowls, and it was just like fucking like we know each other 1,000 years. It didn't take long to start, scheming up things.
So it was just hanging out with Kirshner that made him not want to bring Leatherface to America, only Japan?
Well, he didn't bring it, so I guess I did it for him.
But I feel like I remember there was some funk there between the two of you, because you were like, no, kiss my ass. Even the legitimate United States actor who played Leatherface would recognize you and not him. What was it he used to call you? What did he call you?
Oh, yeah. Other face.
Leather fake.
The other face. Other face.
Oh, other
face?
Other face.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
you guys had a cool relationship, and that was like that was the Leatherface from the silver screen.
Yeah, Gunnar Hansen was a good dude. I mean, a long time ago when websites were popular, .coms were popular, Gunnar Hansen, who played the original Leatherface and the original Chainsaw Massacre, I decided I used to work for GPS internet and tech support shit on how to get a hold of people through their websites.
Right.
So I hit him up like, "What's up? I'm a fucking wrestler, Leatherface, and I'm your fan too. What's up?" And he actually hit me back, and we became really good friends over like a 15-year period.
Wow.
We actually talk pretty often, and kind of we're working on a little script for a little Cloak and Dagger kind of movie film. And he was a really good dude, man. He actually I had a show called Off the Hook TV. I know I'm skipping ahead, but after the whole Views of the Bam thing, I did Off the Hook TV, and my first pay-per-view I did nationwide. Gunnar Hansen actually narrated the whole show for us.
Nice.
So he had narrated the whole thing, and we talked some shit back and forth to each other, and he made some fun. It was a really good thing, man. He was
is that the movie link you sent me recently?
Yes.
Okay.
Off the TV is a movie.
Wow. I'm gonna check that out, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to that in the description of this podcast, because I mean, Jesus, man, you are one super creative dude. And that's what I've always said. Like when we were gonna do the Dynasty of Darkness, totally chickened out.
So it was all the pop. All that pop we smoked, man. It's really creative.
I chickened out. I didn't want to get sued. I was like, no, man, I can't be Michael Myers. I can't be the Boogeyman. We're gonna get sued.
The Boogeyman. Yes. Oh shit. Boogeyman. Well, hey guys, so we do this Dynasty of Darkness idea where we get all the fucking scary characters, and we create them. They all have a huge legion of fucking scary asshole monsters.
But it was just going to be us.
The Boogeyman, all right?
But
I spelled it wrong.
But
Face,
the Boogeyman,
remember, it was the Boogie.
That was going to just be we were going to do the whole foursome until Paramount sued the Jason Voorhees wrestler, and I chickened out when I don't want to get sued. I'm out. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to my stalker game.
You don't want to take that risk, It's just like getting sued.
But in the end, I look back now and think, God damn it, why was I such a pussy? I should have just gone.
I think back then we should have fucking done it. You know what I'm saying? We just like we did everything else and didn't give a fuck what anyone else thought about it. We just should have fucking done it.
You're right. I cowered out, but I had already built.
We were young. we didn't know what to fuck. We were trying to.
We were young, but
we didn't want to burn bridges.
I had already built my independent name to like a really satisfying status. But just like when you kind of went your way and I went mine, and then I kept going forward. Came with Casanova, did the Apocalypse, and still, I should have looked back and said, like, man, screw that. Why did I cower out of balls to the wall? But, Chris, you wanted to bring something up. I heard you trying to get in on this.
No, that's okay. You guys are doing your thing back and forth. So we have to get to our topic, though, of Asshole of the Week.
Asshole
so,
oh, my God.
Yeah.
Rob, what?
What? Rob, thoughts?
What?
Your thoughts, Rob?
Asshole of the week. I was going to say asshole of the year, but I guess it's the week.
let me respond real fast.
You're talking me all wrong.
I'm not asshole of the week.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, who's the asshole of the week, Rob? I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what. Can I put out my honest opinion?
Oh shit!
In
honor of my good friend Leatherface,
oh,
asshole
shit.
of the week, Mr. Wonderful Paul Roma.
Oh God!
Paul Roma?
You mean Paul Orndorff, right?
Oh God damn it, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Rob blew the spot once again. That's nothing.
But
I love Paul Roma.
He blew
Paul
the spot.
Orndorff can't eat my
Rob the spot blowing machine. Okay. Anyway. Spot blowing machine.
Oh God.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, Paul. Okay, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, asshole of the week.
Asshole of the week. You know what? We're gonna move this forward. One, we're gonna say Mr. Wonderful is asshole of the week for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for after 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks.
Asshole.
So,
I was gonna say prick of the week, but asshole will work.
Let's talk about this. So there's definitely some reason behind this. So I
got a fart. Shut the fuck up. Listen.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God. I can smell that.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
that was wet. That was wet. Oh, one more.
No more.
No.
Oh.
Wait, Leatherface, are you listening? Can you hear me? Doorknob. Doorknob.
Oh, fuck. No, I'm too buzzed to get the goddamn door. So unless you can teleport over here, eat my ass.
Oh my God! Why you got to get so graphic?
Very graphic.
I told you, I have a hetero life mate. It's Chris Casanova. I ain't eating no Leatherface ass tonight.
Tank. Leatherface is tank.
God,
Wow.
no.
Tank.
So I wonder if Leatherface wore people's body parts and faces and shit.
Right?
Did he actually cut someone's like tank off and like put it over his own tank?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to load
I
my
think you
bong.
gotta wonder, did he cut somebody's foreskin off and wrap it around his own cack?
Yeah. This is my sack pack, you know?
So
My sack
I
pack,
want to go back to something we touched briefly on once before, was at the WCPW show. It was Rob Wild and the douchebag, the Juggalo Jim Cooley versus Chris Casanova in Payback. That was the promoted match.
Oh yeah, Payback, yeah.
And I got a call from Leatherface's ex-wife, and she says,
"Oh God!"
She says, "Hey, why didn't that son of a bitch Will Loudon offer Pelly a booking?" And I said, "I thought he rejected the booking." So I called him, and he goes, "No, I did reject the booking. That guy's a brony." And I said, "Well, look, man, I got you a match. Just come on down and do your match." So he shows up, and he's happy to be there. Just like, you were always very gracious on when you got.
I love showing up, and it was fun to me. And then, you know what I mean?
So you show up, and you're pulled aside, and you're told, "Okay, you're going to tag team with Jared." Was that his name, Chris? Jared?
That's Jared. It was.
Yeah.
I don't remember his last name, but I don't think it really matters.
You're going to tag team with Jared, and we're going to push you into. Wow. A lot of feedback. Are we
Time out.
Oh Jesus!
Uh-oh.
That right there is a good cough, brother. Anyway, while Leatherface is choking on marijuana, he shows up with all the best intentions on having himself a singles match, and he's told, no, you're going to tag team with this nobody, and we're going to put you as the third team in the tag team championship match. And right away, I looked over, I saw as it was being explained to Telly, and I glanced over and I saw Chris Casanova and Payback. And there's a lot of tension happening, man. I had 3 guys who were not happy with this booking arrangement. So I talked to Leatherface.
They're all scared of the chainsaw is what it was.
What's that?
They're all scared of the chainsaw because it's family.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to bring the chainsaw that night.
I know.
I think the chainsaw was gone, I think, at that point.
I had that big-ass sickle thing, remember?
Oh, yeah, the Reaper thing.
Okay,
yeah. Anyway, he comes to the ring, and Leatherface, being the entertainer and the competitor that he is, for his side of the team, opted to go first against Chris Casanova, who opted to go first in his team. And I could see quick tags between Casanova and Payback. I'm standing in my corner with Jim Cooley. We're just watching, and everybody was working with Leatherface. And as soon as Leatherface tagged out, boy, Chris Casanova and Payback commenced to throwing a beating on that kid.
The cat and dog is going at each other.
Oh, man. No, it wasn't them going at each other. It was 2 wrestlers and 1 jabroni, and the 2 wrestlers were beating the wholesale ass.
They were bumping around and beating the shit out of each other so hard I could ready to hold on to the goddamn fucking ropes from falling off.
Kept crawling
the whole
over.
ring was bouncing all over the fucking place.
He kept crawling over to get a tag with you, and you just stared at him. Didn't even put your hand out. You're like, screw you, kid.
Sorry, man. I was just so stoned.
So then I realize what's happening. Now it's at the point where Cass and Payback are whooping wholesale ass on Jared, and me and Cooley are just in the corner talking shit. We're like, hey, thanks for dressing up for your title match in your jeans, t-shirt, and tennis shoes.
Yeah, he had no business being in that match at all.
I mean, Cass, what you gave
No
him?
business.
You gave him 3 jabs, right?
What's that?
You gave Jared 3 jabs. I've taken one Japanese suplex from you in a match, and
it was all art too, man. All art.
And when you finally put him on the mat to put him away, Leatherface just dropped down and walked away. Didn't even try to make it safe.
Yeah.
I had to go smoke a blunt. Sorry about that. It was one of those nights.
All right, Face, are you with us for a minute? Because I want to get on. I want to touch on the one thing I wanted to touch on the most tonight.
You touch it, baby. You touch it.
Oh, put it in my hand. Doorknob.
No.
I want to talk about.
Get a room.
Hey, don't worry about us getting a room, Casanova. Don't get jealous. You can join us.
Get a room.
I want to talk
about.
I want to talk about Leatherface and Executioner grabbing that spot on Viva La Bam.
Okay.
Tell me about it, man. How'd that play out?
I mean, that internet guru I was telling you about earlier.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to schedule a little event up at the high school, a little skate exhibition, and I was trying to hit up Bam on the internet and shit, and like, hey, come out here and do this event, and it's cool, don't be an asshole,
Right.
But it was like a month went by, I knew it wasn't going to happen, and that's when his producers hit us back like, hey, Bam's busy filming some shit, but hey, I noticed that Executioner are wrestlers, and we needed some wrestlers for an episode. Would you guys be down? And I was like, fuck yeah. My kids used to stay over here. We used to love watching Jackass and shit together, Yeah. I got Tony Hawk Underground on the fucking Nintendo and all that good shit. So I was like, all right, let's do this. A few weeks went by, I didn't hear nothing. So I figured, that was a wash, And that one day, man, we got the call. It was just like, hey, you guys ready? And like, me and Executioner, like, well, let's do this, That's where it all began.
All right, well, tell me, like when you showed up to do Bam, we're kind of going a little bit overtime now, but we've been having such a damn good time. It's okay. We're going to go a little bit over. But when you, okay, I can only speak from the Mark point of view, where I saw all the behind the scenes and all that, but I'm not going to ask, I'm sure you made a good payday on that one. You and X both made a good payday. But when you showed up, how were you treated by these guys?
When I showed up there, keep in mind this was my second time on the plane. Executioner's first time on the plane, and we flew out. We got to get drunk together, and we fucking. It was orange juice and vodka all the way there from Sacramento to PA.
Yeah.
Good old screwdrivers.
Yeah, it was all the way, and we both know what to expect. We're both fans of the show, and we started filming something called Whoop Ass, probably a couple of years before we decided to try to reach out to Bam for a show. So now it's just a wrestler-based Jackass, and we're just doing little petty copycat shit, And we did that at the very beginning, so we already kind of know what we're getting into. But once you get there, I've never been all the way over to Pennsylvania before. So being, a big fan of CKY and all the shows and seeing, a lot of biomarks they filmed at, when we got there, it was kind of surreal at first. And, Ben was fucking cool as shit. And his dad, I became really close friends with his dad and uncle.
Yeah.
And it made you feel really warm there, and Ryan Dunn made you feel really warm. He gets you drunk without you even fucking knowing he's doing that. And there was just a lot of factors, and there was just nothing but coolness there. It was just, I don't know. It's almost like a fucking Neverland Ranch without Michael Jackson there,
Nice.
All right. All right. I'm not going to hit you hard on that.
No, I bet. Yeah. There's no one trying to fill your balls or anything when you're there.
No,
I take that back. I take it back.
Oh.
I'll shut up.
Okay. I know
Uh-huh.
that from time. Okay, for instance, me and Casanova, right? When we were doing the apocalypse, we would
Oh,
show
yeah.
up to a new territory. We would do whatever was asked. Work this long, go over, lay down, whatever. But when we were asked to lay down, we at least knew that these kids had gone through camp, right? They understood how the business works, and it made sense for us to do the job. But you did the job on BAM twice. Did you get a bonus for that? Tell me the truth.
A bonus for what?
For laying down twice in one night.
It kind of old school psychology kicked in to where,
Right.
I might have been Leatherface at the time, but I wasn't the star, man. It's
So you,
Bam and his
so
dad
you
and his
were
uncle
being
and
a
everything.
pro.
They were
Being a
the
pro.
stars. They were the stars, man. It was about making them look good. It wasn't about us.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly
But they didn't make us feel that way though. They treated us way differently. You know what I'm saying? They treated us like we were family and friends. And me and Executioner actually trained with Phil and Vito for a few days before we even filmed the scene.
a few days,
So-
really. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. It wasn't just a one day thing. We were there for quite a while.
And that's the genius of production and all that is they made it look
Oh,
like you guys showed up, you got picked up, you went to the place to go to work.
Straight to the
and then you were
house,
done.
had some tea in the fire bar, and went straight to the ring. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a 4-day process, 5-day process. So
And I want to say, Leatherface, my good friend, I appreciate you extending the offer of going on BAM with you to me when you did. Like that was big.
Yeah.
Like that's like a real friend. Like somebody goes, "Hey man, do you want to do a TV gig with me?" And I was dealing with some family stuff at the time, my dad being sick and all that.
I kept
so-
you in mind. I try to look out
did.
for.
You did,
for
and I
peeps,
believe when you said you came to me first, and I just wasn't in a good place in my head to go do that. But
Oh yeah.
that doesn't matter. What matters is my boy Leatherface looked out for me first, and he came to me first. But MJ Broadway, if you're listening, brother, I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to hang out again with you guys. Executioner and you guys, you did a great job. I've watched that episode several times just for mark value, man. And I've said, man, they did great.
We did the big job, and that's the only backyard I ever wrestled in. I got labeled a backyard wrestler after that by all the haters.
did.
That's the only backyard I ever fucking wrestled in.
You did.
So be it.
And you and MJ
So-
went out there, and
And I loved it, and I would do it again.
You and MJ went out there, and you guys did a top-notch TV quality job. And I look at it now, from mark value, and I think, boy, you know what? As far as TV quality went, it was probably better that you brought MJ out there with you instead of me. That went better. Leatherface.
Yeah. He really did it. He really did his part, man. He really captured the heart.
Well, okay, let me ask you this, because we have got to wrap this up. We're getting to that time, but I saw that he took that forearm from Dunn right in his face. Was he okay after that? Because he got hit hard. Like, he's a human being.
Yeah, it wasn't the only time Executioner got hurt, and it wasn't from Dunn. It wasn't from that time.
Was it from
It
Phil?
was when we were training Phil and Vito. Those guys are fucking. I think they're fat on TV. They're fucking solid, man. I mean, they're solid. It isn't fat. It's like solid. And fucking Executioner was doing some training with fucking Don Vito, and Don Vito gave him a bloody ass nose. And that's the only injury we had there was Don Vito gave Executioner a fucking bloody nose. Executioner thought it was funny as fuck.
I saw Dunn hit MJ in the mouth with that elbow, and it was the corner of the elbow. It wasn't like the right kind of forearm. It was boom. I thought that messed him up.
No, Executioner is like a wall, dude. It's hard to hurt him, man. He'll sell something a little bit for you, but he's a wall, bro.
I took you and him both in the front yard of our place on the ground and gave you guys some training. So I know how solid Executioner is, and I know exactly what he can take and how hard he hits.
He'll bump on concrete and laugh at you.
That's right. I gave him that DDT, and he hit his head hit the root of that tree, and he asked me, "Are you okay?" Like, me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
It was. I mean, once we, on the way to Pennsylvania, he was a little nervous. He didn't really travel anywhere like that before.
Well, he'd never done TV before.
And he's never done that before. And it's, we had the wrestling experience at least to know how to deal with on a set. We know how to deal with people on the set. And then I had some acting experience in Disney years before even wrestling, so I know what the scene in Hollywood and the actors and the cameras and all that shit. I already know about that. So it was definitely.
Listen, Face. I hate to cut you off, brother, but we are like 10 minutes over time. So, do you want? No, we are definitely gonna have you back, man. It's been fucking great talking to you and catching up and laughing at old times. Do you want to plug Off the Hook TV before we go?
Oh, you're welcome to go to youtube.com/offthehook-television. And you can see what we did a long time ago. I haven't been doing a whole lot since. I'm mostly a career.
You to start that up again, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the right moment. Right now, I'm just enjoying time with my kids and my new Harley Davidson, and opening up a tattoo shop and getting some, getting a lot of tattoos. I'm a career tattoo artist now.
Oh, by the way, give your wife a hug for me and tell her don't hate me.
Oh yeah, she wants to kill you.
Oh come on! Tell her it's all love and love and love, brother.
I told her it's all work. That's all it works. We'll see if she's convinced by it.
Oh, you know what? I'll be coming to Sacramento as soon as your state isn't burning to the fucking ground.
Well, good luck. Yeah, wait till the election. That's really going to burn.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're definitely have to move out. We're definitely have to move out.
Because of politics. Sorry, guys.
No, it's not politics. It's going to be a big flood of tears. We'll have to build a big giant ark. We'll have to get all the fucking people with common sense aboard that ark and get the fuck out of there.
Well, real quick,
the tears created from this next election here, California's going to drown.
Right. Before we jump off, are you still planning on moving over to Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach, where's the fuck that at?
South Carolina. Was that what you're talking about? South Carolina?
Oh, I was looking at North Carolina.
North Carolina. Well, let's keep it up because I'm moving out to Tampa. Mr. Casanova is going to join me in Tampa, man, and we all got to get together and hang out, brother. I miss the hell out of you.
For shizzle.
I want to meet your wife. I want to meet your kids.
Yeah, she wants to meet your foot to your nutsack. That's what she wants to meet.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, I don't want to meet your wife no more. I just want to hang out with you.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. It's just me and you. That's probably a good idea.
I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you again. Chris, any words of wisdom before we go out of here?
I have no words of wisdom. I'm just enjoying the conversation here, man. Just sticking back, watching, hearing you two guys talk about old times. It's awesome. So
we've had a great time.
I'm going to have you back on.
I hate that Chris has been out of the loop for so much of this bromance conversation because, to be honest, Chris is my number one bromance. Oh, sweet baby. But
thank God.
All right. I'm in and out.
I did my time already, so that's up to you now. Good luck with that.
Shit. We're working on getting either Lord Zoltan or Preston Steele on the next episode of WrestleShoot. And until we get out of here, for myself, for Chris Casanova, and for Leatherface, we love you.
Here's my final words.
Yes.
Fuck you, Zackass. I'm coming for you, bitch.
Zackass, you are a bitch. Leatherface is coming for you, and Rob Wilds and Chris Casanova are in tow, and you better watch out because we are Class A shooters. Until next time, wrestling fans, thank you for being here. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
And that's going to do her for another episode of WrestleShoot. For myself and Chris Casanova, take it easy or take it however you can get it.